Hi, welcome to this Access to the Arts. This is Eric along with Denise Retz, Richmond Park Superintendent. Denise, I appreciate the time always that you're able to give us. I know how busy you are.
Absolutely, I'm happy to be here.
We are having a chance to actually sit outside. We are in the Star Jeanette area where the Winter Farmers Market takes place, where some Shakespeare Festival events take place. You all have been able to make this an area that people want to gather, and congratulations on that. I know that was part of the vision.
Absolutely. We have a lot of weddings down here every weekend, lots of community events that take place here, like the Walk of Fame and some other things that we have going on. So lots of concerts, fun stuff.
Cool. You mentioned Walk of Fame, and that's really why we're here. I sometimes don't know things until I get a press release in my email, and I got a press release that you all were looking to raise about $50,000, I think was the figure. First Bank Richmond started that kickoff with about a $10,000 donation.
Yes.
And the idea is something that has been talked about for a while, which is pulling the Star Jeanette medallions out of the concrete to a certain extent on the walk and giving them a little bit more exposure. Talk about that a little bit for me.
Absolutely. We have needed to do some restoration, some repairs for the Walk of Fame for years. I know I walked into this kind of disrepair back in 2016, and the medallions were pretty bad off then, and continued to be pretty bad off. We have seen a little bit of vehicular damage for people that drive down through here and are not supposed to. We also see some weather damage and also some vandalism that happens to these medallions on a regular basis. Over the course of the last 5 years, we've seen significant damage, and we have to have it stop. So we've come up with a plan, and it's taken a little bit of time to come up with that plan and really have some champions to make this happen. Of course, the Star Jeanette Foundation has been wonderful at championing this particular campaign. Obviously, we knew it was going to take a significant amount of money to repair these and to restore them to their former glory, and not only just restore them, but to really protect them for years to come. So we needed to have a good plan. Of course, there was renderings done in previous years of things that could be possibilities, stand them straight up, make a wall, things like that. But we really want to make this still the Walk of Fame, as it always intended to be. So we're going to take each and every slab and medallion, and we're going to raise it up and put it in a bit of a wedge of concrete, and that way the weather can be able to seep down and not, you know, it'll just be able to permeate through and not affect the actual art in the medallion. So we have 29 here. In the ground, and all 29 have been affected in some way from weather, vehicular damage, or vandalism. So we have Wilson Tile from Omaha, Nebraska. They're our artists, and they've been on site 2 times to just do site visits and see what needs to be done. They've already started work on these medallions in their studio back in Omaha. And so this is very exciting to us. We hope to have at least 10 to 15 done by this year. Wow. And we're on path for our goal of that raising $50,000 to get $50,000 through our patronicity campaign. And this isn't the first time we've been able to use a patronicity campaign, which is through the Indiana Housing and Community Development Authority. They have helped us with some of our major projects that we've been able to do through our Parks Department. And so this was an ideal option to use this as well, so to leverage our donors in this area and the generosity that we have. So we're really close. We've got over 71 donors that have pledged and climbing. And so we'll definitely be able to make our goal.
When you all are able to raise these, one of the questions that's going to be asked is, how are you going to handle keeping them from being vandalized again? If the money's going in to protect them, what's being done to preserve that protection, basically?
Absolutely. So in this plan, there is a preservation plan as well as a security plan. And additionally, we hope to pilot a few to see what we want to do with a UV protectant plastic to go over top of them as well, to hopefully protect them. We're not sure how that's going to fare with the medallion because we want to make sure the medallion is the feature.
Right.
And so we're going to pilot that as well. So this is going to be a little bit of a learning experience. We know that the weather will help be able to be drained with them at an angle, and we know that will be helpful, and so that will take care of the weather. So we just need to take care of the vehicular damage, which will help with them being at an angle, and then the security of it all, which will help with the security cameras. The added landscaping around it will also help with some of that vehicular damage, and then we hope to have almost a gateway entrance into the Walk of Fame, so that will also help with some more of that security.
Talk real quickly, we've only got a couple of minutes left, about some of the other plans or some of the other things that you have in store for this area, because this area has grown, is being used more. You talked about the weddings, we talked about some of the other things. Talk about this area and how you continue to develop this Star Jeanette area for the community.
Well, absolutely. I think this is an area that has a broader vision. I think the community definitely wants to see it expand, more adventure, more use for the community in a way that they can explore, be one with nature and one with their water, and we hope to make that happen sooner than later. We have our gorge activation plan. We have been working with the IDNR, applied for $500,000, and we matched that through some city funding. So we hope to be on our way to make this the best area for adventure and engagement for our community.
Cool. We'll talk about that. We're gonna grab Denise at another point and put her on a different show on WGTV Channel 11. We're gonna do an In Focus. We're gonna give her an hour to talk about some of that gorge activation and some of the other things that are gonna be going on. We appreciate the time. We hope that this comes together, and we are looking forward to seeing what the Walk of Fame is going to be as we head into the fall, because you're saying before the snow flies, probably, we're gonna see some of these move.
Hey, we like to do things quick around here.
All right. Denise Retz, Richmond Park Superintendent. Appreciate the time.
With local BTV, it's easier than ever to view all that WCTV offers.
I can now stream local government meetings direct to my TV.
Now I can watch local programming right from my phone.
I can easily view recorded and live events on my computer.
With a few clicks on any device, you're ready to view WGTV Channel 11, WETV Channel 20, and WCTV Channel 21. With local BTV, you're able to stay entertained and informed.
Thanks for spending some time with Access to the Arts. I'm Eric Marsh, and we're having a chance to speak with Ryan Shaw from Richmond Civic Theater. Busy, busy, busy season for you all. You got to do the first musical of the year and the first production of the year, and that you had a chance to do SpongeBob the musical. Talk about what people can see in this first half of the year, maybe September through December. What's that look like for RCT?
Yeah, so the first stage 1 production of the season, which is our youth theater, is Sleepy Hollow. It's the classic tale of the Headless Horseman. That is in October, so we're really excited about that. It's going to be directed by David Cobine, who's a long-time RCT volunteer, who is fantastic, and we're really excited about that with auditions coming up, and the great kickoff to the season. It's going to be filled with lots of, hopefully lots of students coming out and auditioning. We always like to see new faces, so that's going to be the first thing for stage 1 this fall. What follows Sleepy Hollow in the production lineup for RCT? So the second musical of the RCT season, which is our main stage musical, Elf, the musical, which is based on the movie Elf with Will Ferrell. It's the classic. Lines are there, everything, all the characters are there, but they've added music to it. So it's high energy, lots of fun, lots of laughing. It's going to be directed by Robin Zitnick, who again is a longtime RCT volunteer, and this is her first main stage musical, so she's working hard and gearing up for that.
Bringing a lot of people in.
Yes.
What kind of takes us to the holiday season? Is that it?
Yeah. Yep. So we have a shorter season in the first half of the year. We have a lot coming up in the spring, though. So,
talk about the youth theater, stage one. What do kids need to know for getting involved in that? What do parents need to know for getting involved in that?
Yeah, so stage one, we try to offer as many things as we can throughout the season, different opportunities at different levels. We try to meet students where they are, and we try to incorporate parents as much as we can. One of the things we always do is we have workshops that are free throughout the season to kind of catch students if they maybe don't have time to do a full production, which takes about a 6 to 8 week time commitment, which can be a lot for some people.
Sure.
So we do things like workshops. We do we have our teen night program, which is for students 7th grade and up. That's just a good chance for students to come in and maybe do a little theater, a little one-on-one for one evening only, and just kind of get their feet wet, see if they're interested. We also have our summer camp programs, which we've done for the last 10, 15 years, I believe. And then we have, we even do field trips. We try to just do as much as we can. And we also try to partner with other organizations like the Boys and Girls Club and Amigos, and try to also bring theater to, again, where those students are located.
The age ranges for what you work with, who you work with in stage one. Talk about that.
Yeah, so we try to make it also something for students of all ages. Now, predominantly, we work with 2nd grade and up. We do have some things throughout the year for those students younger than 2nd grade, particularly our summer camp program. But we have mostly 2nd grade and up is kind of is where we live most of the time. And we try to make sure each season we have shows that are geared towards those students, those age ranges, and we try to also connect things with school and some of the literary works they're maybe learning. So we try to make sure everything is nice and balanced, and we do some stuff with 12th graders. We offer some things, some of our workshops are geared specifically towards those ages as well. So we do some technical workshops like painting, set design, lighting. That's mostly for our junior high and up. And then we do like an annual audition workshop, which is good for our younger students. So we've always got something happening at RCT.
Sounds like a lot going on. So parents or students that want to get involved should probably go in and bookmark gorct.org for a chance to really keep up with what's happening. Ryan, always appreciate the time.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Hello, I'm John Foss, Executive Director of Richmond Civic Theater. Founded in 1941, RCT is the premier live theater organization in Richmond, Indiana. Our productions are performed and produced locally just for you. Auditions are announced several times throughout the season, and we are always looking for new volunteers on and off stage. For more information about how you can get involved, visit our website at gorct.org and follow us on Facebook.
Hi, I'm Monica Coastline, Executive Director of your Richmond Symphony Orchestra. It is an honor for the RSO to be an integral part of the arts makeup of Richmond and enhance the quality of life of the region. The RSO has been fortunate to exist in a community that has been generous in supporting our efforts for 65 consecutive seasons. Through the pandemic, we have continued to expand our programming. The RSO thanks you for your continued patronage and support.
Welcome back to Access to the Arts. I'm Eric Marsh. Appreciate the time that you're spending with us, and it's always great to spend time with Monica Coastline, a very busy person with a very important job this year. You all are listening to, hearing, and having in the conductors that are the finalists in your search, who will be the next person to lead the RSO, which, and when we say that, your last one was 25 years. You were saying, and when we talked a couple months ago, you've only had 3 in the 65 years of the orchestra, so this is important. People have a chance to hear it, and the next concert is coming up in October. What can we expect, and who will we be seeing?
Well, we'll be seeing our second candidate, Jacob Joyce. Jacob is one of the youngest, I think he is the youngest, and I hate to say that, he is the youngest candidate in our pool of about 28 years old, and just a master at what he does. So Jacob is originally from Ann Arbor, so really loves the Midwest, has a heart for the Midwest, believes that it's important to find places where you would not typically find great quality symphonic music and bring it to that space. Okay. So he serves as the resident conductor of the Indianapolis Symphony while they're undergoing their search, and I'm sure he will remain there, and also has taken a 2-year stint as the assistant director in Pittsburgh. So if Jacob becomes the next conductor of the RSO, he'll kind of be finishing up Pittsburgh about the time he's taking us on. I've seen him conduct a couple of times, and he is really passionate about speaking to and engaging the audience in the process and in the pieces and making it really accessible. So I love attending because for myself, not an accomplished, not with a music degree, many things I hear are brand new to me. And I need the visual, but I also need the auditory, I guess, guideline, some feedback, some outline for me to know what I should be listening for. So he will be very engaging with the audience. We're very excited. He'll be performing Marquez's Danzon No. 2.
Okay.
He's good. We performed the Barber Concerto about 5 years ago, but he's bringing that back. He's bringing Anna Lee, a violinist from the region, to perform that with the symphony, and he'll finish off with a great Dvorak and a couple of symphonic dances. So we're Slavonic dances.
Slavonic dances.
I get that right.
Hi everyone, this is Jacob Joyce. I am a conductor currently living in Pittsburgh, working as the assistant conductor of the Pittsburgh Symphony, but I've also worked for the past few years just up the road from Richmond in Indianapolis, where I am the resident conductor. And so it's a particular delight for me to join the Richmond Symphony this season as one of the music director finalists. And we've got a great program for you. It's a program that's really inspired by the idea of dance and how dance intertwines with music. So we start with a fantastic showpiece, Marquez's Danzon No. 2, and we'll close with Dvorak's Slavonic dances, some of the best, most fun, and I also think subtle and interesting dance pieces we have in the classical repertoire. And then in the middle, we have a fantastic violin concerto, the Barber Violin Concerto, one of my personal favorites, one of the greatest pieces of American music, I think, performed by the wonderful Anna Lee. So I'm incredibly excited for this upcoming concert, and I hope to see you all there.
Talk for just a minute about what your director does. What is their place in the orchestra?
So we are one of the only organizations in the community that really has, the board has 2 employees. Most times the executive director is the boss of everybody else, and the board is the boss of the executive director, as you're well aware. In our case, the executive director and the music director conductor are equals. And so the music director has very specific goals, and I have very specific goals, and we both report directly to the board, and our relationship with each other is just to provide for each other's, to help each other get the work of the season accomplished. Right. So I'm more on the marketing, fundraising, and the conductor is the music director and conductor is going to schedule all of the programming for the season, is going to oversee, I will issue the contracts, but oversee the musicians that get hired, hold auditions when we have turnover. So really, everything that's happening on stage belongs to the music director. Everything that it takes to get to stage is mine.
The October show, when is it?
October 15th, 7:30 at night.
All right.
Okay.
Looking forward to it.
Me too.
Monica Coastline, Richmond Symphony Orchestra. Thank you.
Thank you.
We all want to remain in our home, but sometimes obstacles in the environment stand in the way of our independence. Things like going up a few stairs can be insurmountable. Getting to the store can be complicated. Clearly hearing a speaker in order to be part of the conversation can be overwhelming. Everyday reading can be more stressful than relaxing. Even pouring coffee can turn into a hot mess when it is difficult to know how much liquid is in the cup. The Independent Living Center of Eastern Indiana is an information and resource center that empowers people with disabilities. Check us out and learn about what we offer to assist people who wish to remain independent and at home.
Hi, this is Eric for Access to the Arts. We are actually in the Depot District. We're recording this on the first Friday during the Art Walk. I came upon an artist that I just wanted to talk to. I enjoyed the pieces that I saw. Cynthia Tipton is the artist. Tipton Art is the name of it. Cynthia, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. Appreciate you taking a few minutes to talk to me. Tell me about a little bit about your art. How you got started and what this is that you call it.
Okay. Well, I got started about 10 years ago. I took a class from a very well-known artist in clay. His name is Philippe Farreau, and his work is all real, so very realistic. And I did one of my granddaughter, and that was all fun, but I'm kind of an abstract person with my art, and so I started to change it a little bit, making the faces longer but still having eyes and features that gave it an expression. And so I've been doing it for about 10 years, and it's a lot of fun.
Talk about how you choose some of your colors and your color schemes for some of these.
Well, glazes are kind of funny. You never really know how they're going to turn out. But I like bright colors, and so you can see a lot of them are, you know, bright colors. But then I also like things like Augustus that has the fall leaves look, and some of the other ones have little crystals. So when it hits the sun, it looks kind of sparkly. So really anything that is different about glazes I like.
People are going to go, okay, Augustus, talk about your naming and how that kind of got started.
Well, when they come out, each one of them has like a real personality. And so when they come out, that's when I really know what they're going to look like. And I'll look at it and say, you know, who are you? And I'll come up with a name, and then I just give them that name.
Talk about how people can find you if they're seeing this and they want to know a little bit more about you, whether you've got a website, whether you're Facebook, and maybe a couple of places where you've been displaying your art.
Okay. Well, I've been recently at the Richmond Farmers Market, and so you can find me there most Saturdays and some Tuesday evenings. And I've worked a little bit over on Front Street in Dayton, and I really like that group over there. They have an exhibit going on right now that I'm a part of. It's called Life in the City. And I'm trying to do better with my website and stuff, but I do have one. Tipton Art is what you would put into the search. And I have an email, of course, cynthiatipton@yahoo.com. And just Facebook, I'm on Facebook. Right. So Tipton Art should take you to me, however you put it in.
Cool. I appreciate you taking the time to talk to me. Cynthia Tipton, Tipton Art. Enjoy your evening.
Oh, thank you very much.
Welcome back to Access to the Arts. We're having a chance to spend some time with Steve Stoller from the Richmond Jazz Orchestra. Thank you for the time today.
Well, thank you for having me.
You all have coming up in October an event that we plugged a couple of months ago on Access to the Arts. It's Big Band Saturday Night. It sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun. Tell us about it.
Yeah, this is going to be a throwback to the classic big band era. The music of Glenn Miller, Artie Shaw, Count Basie, Duke Ellington, Tommy Dorsey, and the like. Wonderful music back in the 30s and the 40s, and that's what the featured music is going to be. It's going to be at the Richmond Coleman Center Saturday night, October the 22nd at 6:30. We're going to have a dance floor between the tables, so people will be sitting at tables. And serve dessert as well.
Nice.
So lots of sweets.
Almost set up like a club with the kind of dance floor and the tables.
Exactly.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's kind of a throwback to that era as well.
Yes.
So it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be under the lights. We're going to have a crystal ball rotating and so forth. So.
This is for being presented by the Kiwanis Club as a benefit, I believe.
Yes, this is being sponsored by the Kiwanis Clubs of Richmond. And it is a benefit for Riley Hospital. The Kiwanis Clubs of Indiana have over a 100-year history of supporting the Riley Hospital in a whole variety of ways, many wonderful projects over the years. Right now, the current project is autism training, teaching people who will help people with autism. All of the ticket proceeds will go to Riley Hospital as a benefit. The Richmond Jazz Orchestra, we are providing our services, of course, free of charge.
If someone is not familiar with the Richmond Jazz Orchestra, talk a little bit real quickly about how they can find you all, and if they're not able to make the October 22nd event, how they can find out other places you'll be performing.
Absolutely. Yeah, information about us is on our website, richmondjazz.org. Okay, we are a nonprofit organization. We have been around since 2014, although we've grown significantly since that time. We have 18 musicians now, the full complement of a big band, along with some really wonderful vocalists. I think people who come will be really wowed by some of the singers that we have who are rendering some of this beautiful music from yesteryear.
Looking forward to it. Mark it on your calendar. October 22nd is going to be at the Coleman Center on the Wayne County Fairgrounds. Big Band Saturday night.
Right. And if people are interested in getting tickets, they can get that through the local Kiwanis Club. We'll have information out there specifically about the link to go to. But the tickets will be available through the Kiwanis Clubs here locally.
Sounds good. Steve Stoller from the Richmond Jazz Orchestra on Access to the Arts. Thanks for the time.
Thank you for having me.